stand today on the precipice of a national crisis, one that threatens the very core of our democracy and the sanctity of our forthcoming elections. We are not here to mince words. The recent theft of critical biometric equipment under the supposed secure watch of the Electoral Commission is not just an alarming oversight. It is a clear and present danger to our electoral integrity. This is not a trivial matter of misplaced property. It is a dire warning that our electoral safeguards are being compromised under our very noses. How can we place our trusts in an electoral commission that fails to safeguard the very equipment essential to fulfilling its mandate in a transparent and accountable manner? How can we stand by while the very mechanisms meant to guarantee free, fair elections are stolen away, possibly skewing the electoral landscapes in favor of those currently clinging on to the reins of power? This is an outright assault on our rights as voters and on the democratic principles that our forebears fought tirelessly to establish. The lackadaisical attitude and dismissive responses from the Electoral Commission officials in the face of such a breach are unacceptable and insult the very intelligence of every Ghanaian. We demand immediate and decisive action from the Electoral Commission. The time for excuses is over. The time for transparency, accountability, and rectification is now. Ghana is watching, and the world is watching. The integrity of our elections and the future of our democracy hang in the balance. Let us be clear. We will accept nothing less than the full restoration of total security for all EC logistical equipment for the upcoming elections, a thorough investigation, and a complete accountability. Anything short of this represents an affront to our nation's future. We are gathered here today not just to express our outrage, but to ignite a collective demand for immediate and sweeping corrective measures. The Electoral Commission must act, and it must act now. Now, before we discuss the substantive issues, I want to publicly appreciate the patriotic Ghanaian whistleblowers across various sectors who continue to provide the NDC with vital information about the blatant aberrations that are going on, the abuse of power, and the organized thievery within the public sector under the non-performing Akufo-Addo Bawumia government. We all know how this non-performing and incompetent NPP government has inflicted unprecedented hardship on our people, with staggering levels of unemployment, high inflation, it is large exchange rates, hikes in transportation fares and fuel prices, excruciating poll charges and taxes, and crude financial haircuts that continue to impact pensioners in the middle class in particular. One would have expected, in the midst of all this, that the NPP government would actually resign itself to fate and actually begin preparing their handing over notes. But we are dealing with a different government. Not this NPP government, and this is very unfortunate. They are bent on hanging on to power at all costs. But we are confident about one thing: they will fail. The government has taken deliberate strategic steps towards the ignominious goal of winning elections at all costs by ensuring institutional decay in our dear country. They have appointed rabidly partisan and biased members of the NPP to independent institutions such as the Judiciary and the Electoral Commission of Ghana. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it is unsurprising to the NDC, and we believe to many decent-minded Ghanaians, that significant component of the biometric voter registration (BVR) kits could be stolen at the headquarters of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, under lock with CCTV surveillance. We wish to emphasize that but for the vigilance of a courageous whistleblower who alerted the NDC and the subsequent probing by our parliamentarians in Parliament, the shocking thefts of crucial biometric equipment at the EC's heavily surveilled headquarters would have remained shrouded in secrecy. This raises deeply troubling questions. Why did the Electoral Commission not disclose this significant breach of security? What prevented them from being upfront with the political parties, the Ghanaian public, and our development partners about such a critical incident?